Hello, beautiful, and welcome back to the Empowered Podcast. I'm very delighted that you're here. And if you happen to be watching on the video, you can see this incredible experience that is happening with the light in my room right now. There's sun coming through the clouds, and in front of me is this big, beautiful bay window. And it's almost like my whole body is illuminated. Wow, it's so beautiful. So if you're listening to the audio, I highly recommend that you find your way over to the video so that you can see this magic that is ensuing within and all around me right now as we pour energy into exploring energy healing with Reiki. Reiki is a really incredible, potent, energetic healing tool that I've been using for years. If you've read through my book, Feminine Warrior, you probably read about how I used to get these energy massages from my auntie that I didn't understand what they were, but I just liked the attention at the time. But that was, dating all the way back until I think probably I must have been like 7 or 8 years old, and that was my first indication as to what Reiki was, even though I didn't have a full comprehension of it, of course, but I still saw it and felt it as a really beautiful healing modality without knowing those words specifically. And the reason I wanted to share the concept of Reiki and my appreciation of Reiki with you today is because I had this amazing opportunity to offer a Reiki session to one of my one on one coaching clients yesterday. And for most of my one on one clients, I usually infuse Reiki into either some of our sessions or we'll have a Reiki session separate from our actual coaching session so we can really dive deeper into the energetics of the subconscious blocks that are present, or sometimes things that are happening physically, emotionally, releasing stored trauma, whatever might be there, letting the Reiki energy help to create a greater transformation and greater experience for my clients. And okay, first of all, I'm curious. I know you can't answer me right now, but I just want you to take a moment and ask yourself, what is your understanding of Reiki? And also, what is your understanding of energy healing? You've probably heard of them both before. Maybe you've experienced it, maybe you haven't, but what is your thought? What is your understanding? What is your belief about both Reiki and energy healing? Oh, Stewie Cat is joining us again. Hi, Stewie. Hi, baby. I think it's really important that, especially if you're someone like myself who listens to a lot of podcasts, I think it's really important that for myself, as the one hosting this podcast, giving you a few moments to have your own inner reflection before I just share everything that I know and that I've learned. Because I believe that the greatest way that we comprehend new concepts and start to embody new ideas is by first understanding where we're at to begin with. And knowing where we're at to begin with means we may know where we're traveling to. That's Stuart Cat, if you can hear that. He found a bag to play in. Cats are so funny. I've never been a cat person. My whole life, I've never, ever, ever been a cat person. I was traumatized as a young girl at a sleepover. I got trapped in this room by this cat standing in the doorway, hissing at me. And I've always been so afraid cats have like pawed at my face and all these things. And then Stuart Cat found his way into our family, and he's just the cutest, sweetest little thing. He's basically like a dog, but in cat form with some funny cat mannerisms. Anyways, a side note. Um, I don't know where I was, so I'm just going to go forward. So, Reiki and energy healing are really potent modalities for helping to support a human being or a group of human beings or animals or anything that is living to have harmony and balance within the energy flow of their being. Now, it's important to know that every single thing that you see, every single aspect of who you are is energy. It is a form of energy flowing in a specific way. So the way that my body looks is because of the energetic makeup of the cells of my being. That's why it's different than how you look. This microphone that you might see if you're watching the video, this microphone right here is a different set of energetic makeup than me, but still fluid energy. The density of objects that you see, so this microphone, how it's dense and you can touch it, you can see it, you can feel it, you like tangibly feel it. The density of that energy, the energy molecules are moving slower. And that's what causes it to be something that you can see and touch and feel physically. Whereas there's energy all around us. That's why Every single thought that we have emits an energetic frequency. Every emotion we have emits an energetic frequency. Those are a higher vibration, so the energy molecules are vibrating faster, which means that we can't necessarily see it, we can't touch it, but we can still feel it. It's different than touching something tangibly, but we can feel the essence of it. So, coming into energy healing and Reiki healing is starting to tap into more of that subtle energy body, the subtle energy that flows through our body and that flows through our auric field and that is interacting with everything and everyone around us. Isn't that incredible? It just gets me so excited. And as I personally am a Reiki master, and I have the absolute privilege of teaching other human beings to get the Reiki level 1 and Reiki level 2. So this here is my Reiki manual for level 1, and I wanted to read something to you from this. I'm just going to read 2 little pieces. So first of all, from this manual, it states, what is energy healing? So this is for those of you that this might be new, or you just want a little bit more of an indication as to what it is. Everything in the universe contains energy. This energy flows throughout the universe, forming the very substance of life. Energy healing modalities like Reiki work with this energy, helping it to flow where it is needed and remove things that may block the flow of energy. So when we start becoming more aware that we are just simply energy. And if you look into traditional Chinese medicine, it works with the body as these beautiful systems of energetic flow. It's our chi that flows through us. And when there's a block, that's when we get some sort of physical malady or ailment because there's a block of the energy flow in our system. So Reiki is working with the natural flow of energy that is already present and occurring within your body and your whole existence. When the Reiki energy finds some sort of block, something that's in the way, something that needs to be adjusted, it simply just sends love to that place in order to allow it to start to soften. So, when I'm offering a Reiki session, I will often feel like I can feel an energetic block. It almost feels like a ball or like a sphere or a something. I mean, I can't physically touch it, but I can almost tangibly feel it, and the energy, the Reiki energy just stays with that place, stays with that ball, stays with that energy and gives it love, pours love into it until it starts to soften. And even just yesterday in this amazing Reiki session with my one-on-one coaching client, there was a ball of past trauma. If you're watching the video, can you see the sunshine coming on my face? It's so beautiful. There was a ball of stored trauma. And it was really interesting because this was down around her sacral and root chakra, down in sort of her sacrum area. And she does have in her past sexual assault. And there is stored trauma there. And so I don't know if that was directly what it was related to. I can't personally speak that because I don't know the specifics of it, but I know that there was a block there. And that ball of energy was actually loosened so much it could be released from where it was in her body. And then I was instructed through the Reiki energy to simply blow that energy back into the ethers to be retransmuted into love. It was so incredible and nourishing and love filled. It was so beautiful. And that's the magic of working with energy healing from a place of pure love and pure divinity. So now I'm going to describe to you what Reiki is in this manual that I have here. So what is Reiki? Reiki is a form of healing energy that comes from the universe. While its use in its current form comes from the modern age, Reiki energy is as old as the universe itself. Reiki is a form of hands-on healing energy that can also be sent to people, places, objects, animals, and situations across distances of space and time. Now, this is where a lot of people start to get a little overwhelmed because when we're working with energy, there's no restrictions in terms of the physical. So there's no restriction of time, there's no restriction of location, there's no restriction of even dimension. Reiki energy is universal energy flow. So it is all, it is the existence of all, it is everything at once. So that you are able to share Reiki energy, this universal energy flow with anyone at any time. You can even it sounds a bit crazy, but you can pre-program it so that you're going to be sending yourself or someone else Reiki energy at a specific time when something may be occurring that could be really overwhelming or traumatic. It's The possibilities within Reiki energy are limitless. There's no end to what is possible. And I am so grateful that I have welcomed Reiki energy into my life because I have felt the immense potency that is available through this modality, both for myself personally as well as offering it for clients. One of the things that has always surprised, well, it doesn't surprise me anymore, but it used to surprise me, was the synchronicity of, I would have a session with a client. I don't ask them anything ahead of time. I don't ask them their intention. I don't ask them what's going on in their body, nothing. And very, very many times, good English, Deanna, many times, very often, I would share with my clients. I always send them an email after of where the energy went, what was present, what occurred, any visions I saw. I pull a beautiful card for them, all these pieces. And most of the time, if I was working in a specific area on a client, they're able to feel it. They don't feel it as though Deanna is there doing things. They feel just like a subtle awareness of that area, or there's a little bit more warmth or a little bit of coolness in the area that I had been working at that time. I've even had clients know exactly when I stop invoking the Reiki energy and I complete the session. They can feel the shift of energy within themselves. Now, the clients that I work with are fairly attuned to their subtle energy bodies. So this is it takes some time learning how to interact with your subtle energy body to be able to feel these things. But it was always this beautiful reminder that Reiki energy has this potency of healing, and I do not need to be in physical contact with that person. I do not need to be with them in the same room for this to occur. They're able to receive the incredible benefits of Reiki healing energy from wherever they happen to be, which is so healing. Because if someone is stuck in bed with some sort of ailment, the energy can come and help to create more harmony by letting that universal energy flow through them. Isn't this beautiful? It's just, I love it so much. You can also offer Reiki to your pets, and it's really interesting, if your pets can feel it, because there's way more attuned to energy than humans are, because they don't have the mind that we have that's always distracting us from actually feeling into the energies around us. So they pick up on it much faster. And it's interesting with animals because there will be times you'll sit down to offer them Reiki, place your hands on them, and give them the Reiki energy. And there are times that they will feel it and then immediately get up and walk away because they know that their body's already in harmony in some way, or they just don't want it. They feel the shift of the Reiki being present and they're ready to let it go. They don't want it at that time. And then other times they will just like, Stuart will just purr and receive, or they'll just fall asleep and just love the experience fully because their body is ready to receive. We tend to forget the potency of our own healing potential. I think because our mind is so busy, because we're so distracted, because we're so focused on needing to make enough money and have a clean house and make sure that we're eating properly and doing all these things that we think are important, but we forget that we actually have immense healing potentiality within us. We know what we need. We are absolute potency. We are absolute potency of healing, of love, of power, of creation, of manifestation, and we forget it and we pretend we're not. And we seek everything outside of us to make it better, to figure out what is wrong with us, to anything. And we don't need to. We have it inside of ourselves. And currently right now I'm going through, Stuart, please don't lick while I'm on here. Cats like to lick a lot, hey? It's a thing. Currently, I'm going through leading the empowerment coaching certification course, where I have 7 amazing souls that are becoming trained to be empowerment coaches. They're going to be certified. So come January, there's going to be 7 new amazing empowerment coaches in the world. And it's enough. Stuart's getting real up in my business here. While I'm going through that, it's just really amazing to remind them in the coaching process that you do not become a coach to fix people. You do not become a Reiki master to fix people. You do not do anything to fix people because nobody needs fixing. Everybody is eternally whole and complete already. The role of empowerment coach, the role of Reiki master is to support others to remember the power that they are, to remember who they are, to come home to themselves, to the potency of the truth of their soul, to the truth of their love. That's the role of a healer. It is not actually to offer healing. It is to provide a sacred, incredible space that is going to support others to activate their own inner healing. Yes, sometimes we need some guidance, we need some accountability, we need some support, and all of that can be in place. But remembering that you are not the healer, you are helping hold that space, offer that wisdom, activate that Reiki energy to allow others to cultivate the healing that lives deep within them, that they know how to do. And that's what I think is so beautiful because it's a win-win. It's a win-win. It's a win-win-win-win-win. The universe works in ways where if it's supporting one, it's supporting all, which I absolutely love. Every time I learn more about how the universe actually works, I'm just amazed and delighted and excited about what I've learned. Lately I've just been overcome with love and joy about what's possible in this world. And it's interesting because I know that right now we're in a really heavy, dense time of humanity. There's a lot of anger and pain and sickness and sadness and frustration. And I'm aware of that. But I still allow myself to come to the fullness of love and possibility and peace because I know that in that place, the frequency that my thoughts and my emotions are emitting is far greater than when I'm in sadness or anger or fear. When we are in the embodiment of love, we are emitting a frequency that is transmuting energy into love around it, that is sharing love with others through the energetic sphere of who we are, not just making someone feel a sense of love, but they become love. Love becomes them. When we're in fear, we're doing the same. So what would you like to be in? Who would you like to be embodied as? Love or fear? Love or hate? Love or frustration? Choose love. Choose love. I know it can be challenging at times. That's why we cultivate a practice of continuously choosing love. And trust me, I've been on this journey for about a decade now of exploring who I am and seeking personal development and exploration and learning how to release attachment to self with a small s and become self with a capital S. And I still have so much further to go. And the amount of joy and peace and love I'm able to access now in comparison to what I had before, I would never turn back. And, you can't. Once you wake up a little bit, you can't go back to sleep. And the journey begins of just deepening and deepening and deepening into that capital S self, which is soul, which is love, which is universe. I'm curious to know your thoughts about Reiki energy if you've ever experienced it before. If you've had a session with me before, I'd love to know what your take of it was. How are you feeling now after that session? If you've had it with other practitioners and you want to explore it with someone new, I do offer a few Reiki sessions. I don't have a ton of space in my calendar since I have so many amazing things that I get to do in terms of my one-on-one coaching, intuitive influencers, that year-long program with amazing heart-centered leaders and healers, as well as the empowerment coaching certification course that I'm running right now. And I do still have that special training coming up in towards the end of October. So there's a few things on the go, but you can definitely reach out to me. Whoops, I pulled my earring out. You can definitely reach out to me if you want to explore a Reiki session. And if a select few of you are really feeling the call to explore getting your Reiki level 1 certification, even if you've gotten it before, I got my Reiki level 1 3 times before I actually committed to working with Reiki energy. And then after that, then I got my Reiki level 2 and then into my mastership. If you're curious about your Reiki level 1, even if you've gotten it before or if you haven't, I do have a training coming up. It's really just for my private clients that I'm working with. However, if you're really interested, let me know and maybe we can create a little bit of space for you to come join us. I think it's on November 9th. But send me an email or comment under this post or this video or this audio or however you can get in touch with me. Let me know and we can see if we can get you into that training if it is something that you're interested in. It's a really special experience to go through a Reiki training, and it connects you and I energetically for all of eternity. So if you can feel yourself being pulled towards this, you can feel a part of you expanding into the thought of it, there's a reason for that. So follow that energy and reach out to me and let's see if we can make it work. Okay. I love you. I hope that you're having an incredible day. Have a beautiful rest of your day or evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I hope that you had a little sunshine on your face today. I hope that you felt love in your heart and maybe had a cuddle with either a human baby or a fur baby. I love you so much. I will chat with you next week, my love.